Okay, how are you today?
Great, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. You had Thanksgiving dinner yesterday
Yes, it was
in
amazing.
Spain, in Tenerife, Spain.
Yes, with the heat and this warm little roast.
I love it. I love it. Today we're going to have fish dinner out. We're going to have grilled fish.
Okay,
Um, Well, that'll be our Thanksgiving today.
more healthy. Right,
How has your last week been?
good. I was
Yeah.
working on the lesson 7, the terror barrier,
Yeah.
and yeah, it went quite well. I'm getting there.
Excellent. Was there anything that sort of um, had you stopped or you were struggling to work through?
No, actually not, because I identified already earlier on fears I had. So I'm it's not really new, not really new. So
Ex-
that's quite good. So it helped to give it more structure and to get myself more on the positive side of uh, passing through the terror barrier. So
Fantastic. Fantastic.
yeah.
So, so this week we're going into deeper the terror barrier, and so what we're going to talk about, you had lesson 6 for a couple of weeks, didn't you? We had you stay on
Yes.
that for a couple of weeks. So did that help then coming into lesson 7? Did that help break through whatever it was that you were needing to work a little bit longer on?
Yeah, I think lesson 6 is very important as it talks about self-image, and that it's deeply rooted in your subconscious mind. Um, that's something I think I didn't have clear until then.
Yeah,
So if you really want to change your self-image, then you need to work on your paradigms and on your repetition, of course, and really picture yourself already as the person you want to be, and really bring it back on the screen of your mind, so that you can really switch it on. Okay, this is the person I want to become, and then change it gradually.
yeah. Did
So
you and did you get your story? Did your story start coming together that you were writing?
yeah, yeah, it's getting more clear, and I have exactly the picture how I what I want. My goal, not letting it out of sight, and yeah, and in the end, what it's gonna be. I'm really thinking myself into what I want and what I'm doing. So I picture myself already um, here with my clients.
Fantastic. Already done.
Yeah.
Already done. I love it. So, just to start off with, there's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that's really, really good and very timely. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You're able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
Mhm.
How does that resonate with you, with some of the things you've been going through in the last few weeks?
Well, it resonates in so far that you said or you're supposed to set a goal, and not a type or B type goal, but you're going for something that is so big that it's so illogical for you that it excites you and it scares you at the same time. But through knowledge and through studying, you can overcome those fears and gain faith in what you're doing. And then maybe the next step doesn't look so big. And then it's another connection made towards the big goal. So that's where I'm right now. And yeah, maybe for somebody else it looks like, oh, what are you creating there, or what have you made up in your mind? But for me, it all makes sense. And for me, I'm just like, each time I progress, I start connecting another dot to another dot. So until I finally get where I want to go.
And
So,
if you're taking it one step at a time, instead of trying to think of the whole thing and how do I do this whole thing I want to do,
exactly.
what happens when you just
Of
think,
course,
I'm going one more step today?
yeah, but like if you look at it as the whole, of course you have to have always the big picture in your mind. You have to visualize your goal, what you want to ultimately achieve. But if you look at the goal, and you have to say, oh, from today and then tomorrow I have to be there. Of course, that's scary. That's like, okay, I don't have the resources. I don't know how to do this. But if you do step by step and gain more confidence in what you're doing and what you're progressing, then it's not such a big thing. So it's not scary anymore. So, and that's what's raising the confidence. So
We've talked about lesson 6 just briefly about your movie and self-image. So we're going to just skip through this particular one. But I want to remind you again, we talk about this so much, that everything we're working on, everything is built in the imagination first in your mind, and then it comes into the outside world. And a lot of times as we keep moving through all of this toward our big goal, a lot of times it's not visual on the outside. We don't see it actually tangible to touch yet. And we just have to continue building within ourselves the knowledge and understanding, knowing that as long as we keep moving toward it, as long as we stay focused on it, as long as we keep educating ourselves and more knowledge of how to get there, and we just keep working on that next step and the next step and the next step, the doors just keep opening to the next now what. And we just have to keep reminding ourselves that we build it all in our imagination first. We build and do, we build and do, we build and do, we grow and build and do. And it will be inside of us, just in our own mind, and internally, where we believe we are living in it. It may not be visible to anybody else just yet, but we know it's real.
yeah.
And that's the thing that we have to keep reminding ourselves of as we're hitting that terror barrier going toward it. What am I thinking? What am I thinking,
Yeah. And always ask yourselves, is this what I'm doing serving my goal, or serving me to get to where I want to get?
My higher purpose in life, yeah. My higher purpose, my goal, yes.
And from there on, you can decide, no, this is not serving me, this I reject, and
that's it. I reject that.
yeah.
And it's okay. That is okay to do. I reject that. Get out of here. Thoughts go away. If someone's talking negative, you can say to them, I'm sorry, I reject that. This is what I accept.
Yes.
And it works. It does stop people in their tracks, doesn't it? You've seen me do it.
Yeah.
They kind of go, oh, oh.
Flash.
So
Yeah.
anytime you're setting a goal that results in you skipping a couple of rungs on the ladder, you will run up against the terror barrier. And this is where we've talked so many times about this most amazing U squared book that you have as well, that you study constantly.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And as we're making these big jumps, this is not something, well, I can't say this is not something because, I mean, you're one of those superheroes, again, who you have done just the most amazing things in your life in the past, and and you're one of those unconscious competence that Bob always talks about. You have done some of the most amazing things in your life at a very young age. So a lot of the things that you've done, you just don't see them as big, huge quantum leaps. You just don't even register it. You just did it. You just do it. And then you've hit this place in life now that there's this dissatisfaction going on again. And it's time to do something bigger, better, and my real purpose in life. So here we are again, getting ready to make those major and doing. You're not just trying. You're not just talking. You're doing. You are doing. So, and we will hit those terror barriers. But this is what we're learning, is how to just understand. That's all it is. It's either paradigm or it's the terror barrier, and they're both related. There's correlation between the two, and just getting the understanding, and okay, what is it that's causing this now? Why am I feeling this? Why is all this chatter going on again? Get out of here. I reject that, and just keep moving forward. What is the one next, even smallest step I can do to move forward, just to keep that motion forward? If all I can do right this minute is just move that one little step forward, that's fine. You've continued the forward motion. You've continued moving through. And, the best days, if you're hitting it, is you just go, you know what? This is just a terror barrier. That's all it is. I know this is just the terror barrier. There's something in a paradigm that's causing me to bang up against this. And, what's the worst that can happen if I just go? What's the worst that can happen? It'll work. This just might work. So whenever you're going for that serious change in your lifestyle, moving out of your comfort zone, you are definitely going to run into the terror barrier. It's normal. It is normal. If you aren't hitting these things, you are not doing the things that you really, really, really want to do in your life that are taking you to your bigger, greater purpose in life. And yours, again, is to work with people to help move them into better places of their life. And in order for you to help on the scale you want to help, there's some terror barriers you've got to break through in order to help others break through theirs. In order to know how to help them get through theirs, you've got to be able to do it. So, yeah. So with any change that would come under the category of a major change in your behavior, the terror barrier will instantly and automatically be standing between you and the good that you desire. It just is. And that's all you have to tell you. It just is. That's all you have to say to yourself. This is normal. There's nothing unusual. And one of the things that happens is also, if you have people around you who have never studied this, who don't understand this, you know, as you're going through it, if you're trying to talk to them about it, sometimes people will tell you, well, maybe you're just not meant to do this. Maybe this just isn't for you to do. That's their paradigm. That's their terror barrier for moving forward. And you have got to reject that. And you've got to talk to the people who understand this, who will help you realize it's just the terror barrier. That's it.
Hmm.
You know, there may be something in there telling you to look in a different direction. There may be some of that going on, that this maybe isn't exactly where you want to go. But you know what? It may be you just have to go through this in order to get to where you really want to go. So there's some of that that you really have to dig deep as well. It could be that it's just a slightly different, you know, don't change the goal, change the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Always re-review when you're hitting a certain point, and if there's something telling you, you know, I just don't know. I just don't know that this is exactly what I want to do. Re-review. Go back and re-review that goal and
Mm-hmm.
make sure that's really what you want to do, and meditate on it a bit. Is there something different? Is there something slightly different? And you've done a lot of this over the weeks. I know you've done massive work on all of this over the weeks. Um, and and you have moved into, were you thinking of doing any of this when we first started?
Not. Um,
Were you thinking?
I wanted to study this,
Mhm.
but I did not have that big goal, as I said it now for myself, that I want to teach other people and really be able to work from home. This or at least get out of the corporate world and uh, be working for myself, basically. But this,
How is that date in May sounding to you now?
wow, it's really close. That's what it sounds like. But then, yet on the other hand, it sounds like really far still. Because I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I know I'm still learning, and I'm always going to be learning. This is the good thing I like about it, that that you can always the rest of your life you're gonna study this, and this is really
And
great
beyond.
because you might see it then in a few years from a totally different perspective, and
Yes.
you can apply it in so many ways and help so many people with it, and you don't know how many people you're gonna help with.
The ripples are amazing. The
Yeah.
ripples are just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll just share a very quick story. I think I've mentioned before, I have another student who is a high school teacher, and he teaches psychology, and he's made some major shifts in his life. He's still teaching, but he's only teaching one class, so he can do some other things as well. So he's made some major changes, but the one thing he's doing is he is interweaving the thinking into results into his psychology class of 10th and 11th graders. And he's hitting some major terror barriers. Before he started going into it, he was hitting some major terror barriers. But what he's doing is he is having his kids set a goal, and they're working through it through their year in his class as well. And he's helping them through the terror barriers with it. And
Okay.
and so these are the ripples. These are the ripples. You know, he has a curriculum he must teach for his school day, but he has found a way. Every morning when they come into the class, they must listen. He's had them listen to the audio. He had them record their goal on their mobile phone. listen to
Okay.
the audio while he's doing class, you know, getting the attendance,
Mm-hmm.
and he has them listen to their goal, and then the first thing he talks about with them is how are you doing? Have you hit terror barriers of moving forward? And where are you? He has them accountable. And he's working a lot of it around their schooling and their grades, you know, study, as well as their future, their 10th, 11th grade, and their future of where do I really, really want to go from here? What
Mm-hmm.
do I really, really want to do after school is finished? And he's moving a lot of them. He's shifting a lot of these kids through his psychology class, through his,
Excellent
through
to learn it in such early years.
So the ripples are just beyond what I could even have any idea. I have no idea who these kids are that are in his class, but he is just he can't he has a certain set curriculum he must teach as his job, but he's adding bits of this now, thinking into results, into his daily class.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, I mean, I only know this because he's one of my students and he's shared with me some of the things that he's seeing, and some of the other teachers are seeing major changes in these students already. And it's in
Mm-hmm.
a high-risk school district. It's a really high-risk area.
Okay.
And the teachers are seeing major changes in these students that are now coming into their class in the day, and they're wanting to now learn more about how to do this. So the ripples, Juliane, are just so far beyond what you could even possibly imagine right now. It's just, and you know, my heart just, it just sings. My heart just is just so warm and enlightened, and I just want it. I can't wait to do more, you know, just knowing the ripple effects. I just can't wait to do more because I know there's ripple effects. I had
Yeah.
another student, you know, just helping make sure as you're hitting these terror barriers, just think of some of these stories and the rippling effects. You're experiencing some of it with people you're talking about just every day, but the massive impact that you are having going down this road of helping people. Um, I had another student who just shared with me this week, his niece and nephew. They're 7 and 8 years old. 7 and 8 years old. And I'm going to post it into our community. I haven't done it yet. I wanted to pick the right day to put it in there. Um, he took his niece and nephew. They come to their house every Tuesday and Thursday or something. And while they were with him, he's always talking to them about doing better and that sort of thing. And he's now working on many things for himself. And he always shares with them some of his business stuff. And so when they were there this past week, he he gave them the $2 million question. You know how I do with you?
Yep.
Here's the $2 million question. So he did that with them. And at the age they're at, the board that they created was he had a big whiteboard, and he said, just start writing your dream. Start writing your big dreams. And he said they just started. And one whole side is hers and one whole side is his niece and nephew. And they just kept getting bigger. She started with horses. She started learning how to ride horses. She wants to have her own horse arena and train horses and people and she oh God, it was like 5 or 6 different things she wants to do. She's like 6 years old, 7 years old. And the young nephew, the same thing. He wants to be a footballer. He wants to have his football team. He wants to own his own soccer football team. He wants to have, he was talking about having wallpaper or something, some special wallpaper of the club. And he said, well, why don't you have um, wallpaper? No, he wanted wallpaper of a current footballer. he wanted to design wallpaper with the current football player on it.
Wow.
Yeah. And Paul said to him, well, if you're going to be a football player, why don't you design the wallpaper with you on it or your team on it if you're going to own a team? He goes, yes, I'm going to design wallpaper with I'm going to design and sell that. I mean, these kids are they're 7 and 8 years old, I think he said. And he said it was the most amazing aha moment for him. That if these kids at 7 and 8 years old have these big of dreams, it was such an eye opener for him of how we stop ourselves,
Exactly.
how we
That's
let the terror barrier and the paradigms just go whoop, squelch it. And so he's going to keep working with them. I mean, he just totally got it. That just was such a massive eye opener for him. So
yeah.
remember that. Keep those stories in mind of how, you can do anything. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Just
It's
let
these
your
parameters.
imagination fly. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's something we have to, as an adult, develop again.
Because it's been told to us somewhere along the way, oh, we don't have the money to do that, or oh, you
Yeah.
don't have the skill to do that. Well, you can gain the skill, you can gain the knowledge, you can do anything you want to do, anything.
Yeah.
So when this happens, exactly what this is saying, you have that choice. You can either step back into safety, or you can continue the experience, um, and continue in the same experience year after year, not really doing what you really want to do, or you can take that courageous stand and experience the growth that you've really, really been seeking,
Yeah.
and moving through that terror barrier. And here it is. Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to go through?
Whatever.
Go for it. Go for it. We'll talk through it together.
All right. So you have the first one is bondage. So that means that this person has coming into their conscious mind X-type ideas, which is conditioning them on a subconscious level, and of course it gives them through their body X-type results. So you cannot expect anything else. So maybe I think, okay, I'm just gonna earn this amount of money, and this is the status quo, and nothing is gonna change because I don't have any other thoughts coming in. This is it, and nothing is gonna change. So then you don't experience anything better than what you currently have. And then they get involved in through reasoning. So they start to think, they start to use one of their higher faculties, which is reasoning. So they start to entertain a why idea, and that's, for example, in my case, I have come up with going away from my corporate job, and I want to be my own boss. So this is my why idea. So that has come in from outside, and I'm starting to entertain this idea more often, and it's still, or it has been still in my conscious mind so far. So that's the part where I can reject and say, okay, I want this idea to grow. I want this seed to be planted in my subconscious mind or not. So as you start to entertain this idea, it's still only in your conscious mind, and you still haven't gotten emotionally involved with the idea on your subconscious level. So it's still not giving you, it can still not give you the results you want to have, because it's still not planted the seed is not making any fruits yet.
And what happened when you bought JulianeNendel.com? What
Then
happened?
I took it to a different level. So that's already the next step. So I'm in an XY condition. So I have entertained this massive Y idea, and of course I bought that, and I got involved on a conscious level with this idea, but still I have not decided to go all the way. So on my subconscious level, there I'm in an XY condition. So that means that it's still very confusing and chaotic. So fear and doubt pops up logically, because it's a big step what you're doing. So fear and doubt comes up. For example, am I able, or am I gonna earn money with what I'm planning to do? Until now, I know I have this fixed amount, and I can survive
How do I
easily.
do all of this? How do I make my website? How do I? Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the confusion and the chaotic state that comes up in your subconscious mind, and that of course causes also your body to behave in this chaotic state that you are in. So you are maybe on your physical level expressing or giving to your outside world the impression that you're not really yet decided. So you are very indecisive, and you're not coming over really convinced. So
You're kind of
that's
jumping back and forth over the wall back, over the wall back.
exactly like knocking on the door, like knocking. Got a barrier?
I want it, I don't know. I think I want it, I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
I don't. Oh, can I do it?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the only way to pass through this terror barrier is through understanding and study more and more. And as you study and you identify your fears, um, you are able to to overcome those fears and then pass through this terror barrier. You
And
are
what
in,
can I ask, what about using your visioneering? Because you are really, really good at that. You have really delved deep into the visioneering part of it. How has
so
that helped you move through that terror barrier?
exactly. So since you in this XY conditioning, you have the negativity on one side, and to overcome this negativity, to put you on the positive polarity, you can always go back to the vision you created. So you want to make sure that you pop up this image, this picture, what you created. So make it really vivid, this picture. Imagine yourself already in the situation, the people you are surrounded by, where you're going to be then, and then try to really put it on the screen of your mind, so that you are really like in the picture, like a 3D. So you can touch it basically, and then that's how you if you repeat this is a process of repetition. If you keep on doing that and getting involved with this positive picture that you are seeking, that the result you want to have in the future, you are changing your vibration. So you are putting yourself in the positive vibration, the one you want to have. So the vibration is a frequency you want to get to. So, and that's then very good, the visioneering process to keep you on the positive.
And how has the $2 million question helped? Because actually the $2 million question is taking you beyond the terror barrier, isn't it? It's
Yes.
taking you beyond what you've set as your dream.
Yeah.
How has
Yeah.
that helped? How has that process helped you? I mean, you're just crashing through the terror barrier then, because you're already on the other side of your dream when you do the $2 million question.
Exactly. So, well, you are then already visualizing yourself with all you want. So from there on, you are able to build even bigger dreams. So then you are without any concern. This $2 million euro question.
Euro, sorry, euro.
Yeah, that enables you to live without concern, actually. So
You're already in your dream then. You are
exactly.
already, when you start, you're already there. You're already beyond that terror barrier. You're already in the dream that you've created. It's real now. And as you're thinking future from there, you're already in, it's now your real world when you're thinking the $2 million question beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that help you, like, zoop, right through the terror barrier then? Because you're already there. The terror barrier just disappeared, didn't it? Gone.
Yeah,
I'm already here and thinking beyond.
Exactly. That's that's
Melted, no terror barrier left because I'm already here. That's how vivid we've created our goal and our dream, and how vivid, solid we are standing in it and thinking now beyond it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's the terror barrier is like gone.
Yeah, it's a good question to ask, the €2 million question,
You need to
because
remember 2 million euro. 2 million, or 2 million pound. 2 million euro.
yeah.
So from here, this just goes into much more detail about the ignorance and the knowledge of why it's so important for the understanding part of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it's so important for the understanding part of it, on the negative side and the positive side of it. With the ignorance, we have the worry and doubt, fear, anxiety, suppression, depression, dis-ease, as Bob says, and disintegration eventually. You're either creating or you're disintegrating. And as long as you're staying on that side of things, then you're always staying on the left side of the terror barrier, the understanding here, and not getting to freedom. So once you start educating and you're gaining the knowledge and the understanding and the faith and the well-being, and you're expressing and you're now accelerating and you're just completely at ease, and that's not to say discomfort or a bit scared about where you're going sometimes, but you're at ease with all this amazingness that really is out there for you. And creation is just nonstop. It is just, how has it been for you? I mean, from the minute we started all of this, you've created for me this most amazing stick person. I love your stick person. And I've shared it. Show me.
The picture, the big one, you mean?
Yes, and your little one. Absolutely. That one, and where's your little one? Where you condensed it that you use it for your goal card?
Oh, I have it upstairs now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but this is
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, and even your goal card has your beautiful stick person design on it, and just everything that has been in just create mode for you, from, Juliane Nendel, to how you're going to develop your training people in fitness, how to get fit mind and body,
mhm,
um, and how as they're doing that to move through what's stopping them from having a better, healthier body and mind. Um, and all the absolute creativeness that you've come up with, how to do all these amazing things, working out everything you've been doing for yourself. Listening to your thinking into results while you're um, doing your workouts,
yeah,
which has accelerated your learning in it. You've put yourself at these higher peak of vibration and thinking, and it just absorbs so much better.
and what I found that it calms you so much, and that's such an relief feeling. I Yesterday I had this moment, and it was a really amazing moment. I had to write it down in the book because
Yay! In your journal?
yeah,
Is that your Elevate Habits journal? Yeah, yeah.
there was
Good
not
journal. Yeah.
it was not much nothing really spectacular, but I felt so relieved, and so through awareness and study that I was so calm, and this is such a peaceful feeling. Um, yeah, incredible. And that's what I wrote, that I want to have more of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I am so happy and grateful now that I have every day, like whatever
Yeah,
the explanation of the
through
day.
study and through um, um, classic music, I was so calm, and that's a really great feeling.
Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
So the worksheet of lesson 7, you've done your worksheets.
Hmm.
Um, it's reviewing your goal again, and getting things more and more crystal clear. And is this what I really want, or am I settling? And how did you feel when you were thinking about that? Are you feeling like this is now what I really, really want? Did you do a bit of tweaking to that again?
No, no, I did not tweak. It is what I want.
Yep.
Um, yeah, since it's becoming more real, because I'm already doing things towards the goal, and I'm already involved in things towards it. It's the whole thing is getting more real, and yeah, I'm just imagining myself even more in the situation, in the end product.
I love it.
So
I love it. Ah, yay!
yeah.
So if you knew you had all the talent and ability and resources that you required to accomplish something beyond that which you're working on, what would that goal be? Did you work on that?
Well,
Did that help crystallize where you're going?
yeah, it's gonna be even more people on a webinar, so it's
Go.
even a more audience then. That's maybe instead of only one person or or 2, 3,
Yep.
I could maybe do the the big thing and then announcing on Twitter, here she is again.
There you go. Woo! I love it. I'm going live on Facebook in 1 hour. Be there.
Yes, exactly.
So, and then you listed as many what ifs as to what your life would be like if you accomplished the goal.
Yeah,
So, did you understood all of that? You had all the what ifs. I did this, then this is how it will be.
yeah,
Uh, so, becoming emotionally involved, now become emotionally involved and let it be part of your imagined reality. Well, we've talked through that you have already done that. You are already there on that part of it with the visioneering that we've been doing with the $2 million euro question of you're in it now. What's beyond it? It really falls into all of these things that we're just talking about now. And then your fears, doubts, and worries, have a lot of those melted away now? Because I know you had bunches as we were first starting through the first lessons, and we worked through a lot of different things. Um, are they more manageable as they're coming up now?
yeah. It's not that they're gone, but um, I came to the thinking and to the conclusion that if I keep on studying and have faith in what I'm doing, then I can really overcome it. And it's only a question if you identify it. For example, what is the next step I have to take? Then okay, I can make it like a shopping list. Okay, this week I have to do this and this, and that's then the next logical step. So there is no reason to have fear. And if I maybe don't know what I have to do, then maybe someone who has done it already can give me the advice. Well, do this, and maybe look at it this way, and then I also consult with the right people. I want to have the advice from people who have already been there and doing this, and
That's
maybe not seeking advice from somebody who has not done it.
Yes.
So,
Yes, because before we understand all of this, we tend to do that. That's
yeah,
sort of what we tend to do before we really understand. They're not going to be able to give us any answers. They're just going to fill us with doubt and fear. But
exactly.
people who
That's
have
then
done
not productive. But
people who have done it will fill us with the encouragement and help us pass those fears that, yeah, there's some big things that have to happen, but they're doable. I've done it. And when you know somebody who's done it, it's like, well, it can be done.
mhm,
It can be done. I can do it.
yeah,
It's, are you willing and able? It goes
yeah,
back to, are you willing and able? Do you really want to go the next step? Are you willing to do what it takes? And if the answer is yes, then let's go.
yeah,
So, and you talked about writing down your fears and what you're going to do about them. And I think in the journal from Tony Child, the Elevated Habits, that is just the most amazing. Can you speak for just 1 second about that? How that has helped continue you? Because you put it into words to me at one time, I don't know, about a month ago, what it was actually doing for you, how it was progressing you through the tough times as you were
well,
hitting tough bits.
yeah. Since I'm not with you every day, only once a week, then this helps me continuously working on my goal, because you are asked to write down every day your goal, the goal you have written down also on your goal card. So through the writing, you are getting involved and on the vibration. So you are putting yourself on that frequency you want to be. So that's a good exercise to do. Then, of course, another thing, the gratitude. So you are asked to write down 10 things you are grateful for, and you know that gratitude or writing it down and feeling it, because you're also asked to like meditate on the 10 things you are grateful for. So you are really connecting with the positive vibration, because if you are giving gratitude to something, something you experienced, or to somebody you are with, then you are putting yourself on a positive vibration, and that automatically shifts you to a positive level, and lets negativity disappear automatically.
And keeping you on track, how is it keeping you moving forward? Are you, I mean, it's sort of, to me, it's all encompassing all these small habits that we want to ingrain and do. And having that journal that tells you, do this, and you have to check off, I did this today, I did this today. How has that helped you move? You know, have there been times that it's like, oh, I just don't want to do this today.
Yeah, I mean, there are days when I just cannot do, or I just don't do all of it. Because, really, and there were also there, and I'm very honest, where I didn't write anything at all, because I was so tired from work, and I could just not keep up with all I'm involved right now. I'm just a human being.
So did you listen to your lesson then? Did you still
Always.
listen?
No, the lesson, this is something I have on every morning and every night. This is something, and even in between. But
And then the next day, if you missed a day, you didn't beat yourself up or anything. You just said,
this
okay.
is also something you have to learn. This is something I learned for myself, to be kind to myself. Don't beat yourself up, or don't be negative or bad to yourself, because you did the best you did. And although you might think, okay, this is not really something big you did today, but even if you are on a mental level connected to your goal, then you're still connected, you know.
Yep.
And the little step might not be the big step, but still it's moving you in the direction of your goal, and
That's it.
you're not keeping off track, and you are still focused on where you want to go. And yeah, just blind. Yeah, so
Blinders.
yeah, the blinders, put your blinders there, and focus. Yeah, then of course you one exercise that you are asked to do in the journal, which I find also very powerful, and I didn't know that it's so powerful, is that you are asked to recite your goal in speaking it loud into the mirror in one eye first, and then in the other eye. So this
Yep.
is like a mirror to your soul, and
Yes.
it's very powerful, because
Yes.
you are, it's like a TV presenter. You are really speaking it to yourself and convincing yourself that you can do it.
Yep. You're talking
Because
to one side of the brain and the other side of the brain, conditioning both sides.
so this is a very good exercise too. And then of course it's asking you to write down 6 things that you commit today to achieve your goals. This is also something I cannot come up every day with 6 things, but we're going to get there.
You come up with
Um,
one usually, though. You've got one step.
yeah,
You're taking
yeah,
one step at least
yeah,
every day.
yeah.
You come
Yeah,
up with one thing every single
yeah.
day. You move
And
toward it.
then the good thing is there's a part where you have time to reflect, so you can go over the day, what positive little things have happened. And if they are big things, then it's even better. But sometimes it's also the little things that count. And how did it make you feel? What feelings did you have in that moment? And why was this such a special moment for you? And yeah, and then the win of the day is very powerful. Like I said yesterday, it was nothing special, but for me, this sensation of total peace and tranquility yesterday, I felt so at ease and so good. And I wrote it down, and that I really want to have more of those days. I felt really productive, even though I was calm. I was productive, and that's a very good state of mind to help others and to be
Amen to that. You've got that feeling. Grab that. You can always take yourself back now to that feeling that you want. That
yeah.
is what I want every day. You know how it felt, and now you know how to put yourself into that state and feeling. And I
And
would make that as my one step today. This is
yeah,
my
yeah.
one step today.
Yeah, that's what I put as a win of a day, and that's why it's good to write it down,
Yep.
because yeah, well, if it's not such a big thing, then you might not think of it in 2 months maybe. But now,
It,
as it's written down, it's there, and it's
it may
something.
not sound like a big thing, but it is a really big thing because you
Yeah,
just said that's the state you want to be in. That is a really big thing. It may not, to tell a friend who doesn't know or understand anything about this, they might go, oh, okay. But
yeah,
it's a really big thing because this is the state of you, your mind, your being that you want to be in. You finally felt and experienced it. And this is the state I want to be in the rest of my life. Every
yeah,
day, this is the state I want to be in. So that is, I would say, even one of your affirmations. When you're ready to do, start your next affirmation, or even start it, write it in there. I am so happy and grateful now that every day is whatever that state was that you felt. I am
yeah,
so happy and grateful that every day starts this way and remains this way through the whole day.
yeah,
And as you're there, it is you when you tell yourself that, you're there. You put yourself there, and that's the way you've decided you want your day to be, and it remains that way. And even if I have something that is trying to come into my life to upset me or do whatever, I just remain calm. Calmness of mind is one of the
yeah.
beautiful jewels of wisdom.
That's it.
I stay there. I choose to stay there. Whatever is going on, I can handle it in that state better than
Yeah, it's
anything.
very powerful that when you can really say to somebody who has maybe a different opinion, no, I stay this way, and my opinion is this and that, and then but say it in a calm way and
Yeah.
express it in a calm manner. That's very powerful.
Do you remember what Bob says about that part of it? Is if someone else is going on about something, you just go, that's interesting.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
A few times, let them let it out. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And then just change the subject to something completely different, completely
And it's very
positive. Some, hey, did you see what was going on with that kite festival down the street last weekend? Did you go there? I mean, just
yeah,
completely move them out of whatever it is.
yeah,
So,
totally.
we're, you either step forward into growth or back into safety.
Yeah,
And I think you have been doing this long enough, and you're studying. Your studies are just amazing, fantastic. The growth and the change, the self um, love and belief, and just knowing, you just know you can do this. And I just love watching the transformation week after week with you. So you really get this. You either step forward into growth or back into safety. And I know there were a few times I had to go, hang on, hang on, hang on, come back, come back, come back. Come on, we're going forward, we're going forward. But you did. You did. And look where you're at. We all do that. I do that. You know, Bob says he does it. Sandy says she does it. We all do it because there's some times that it just gets a bit scary and we just want to go, no, 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 no. Let me just go hide under the covers for a few minutes. Let
yeah,
me just pull the covers up just for a couple more minutes.
yeah.
So keep on going. You are doing absolutely brilliantly.
Thank you.
So this great dream, this is one of my favorites from Earl Nightingale. Because and when I took this photo out the window from traveling from America over to London, I just happened to lift the shade. I woke up, lifted the shade, and this was what I saw out the window. And I just thought, wow, that just says it. It just
Oh,
says it in such a
I can
visual.
totally feel it.
And, this great dream, this surging dynamic thing is invisible to all the world except to the person who holds it. And it is responsible for every great advance of man. And we just have to keep reminding ourselves of that as we're going toward our big goal. Um, the Wright brothers, Thomas Edison, all of these amazing inventors, the Werner von Braun with, what are we going to do for taking the rockets to the moon? It's the will to do it. And it's just staying with it. And at the time that we think the most, it's not going to happen. When you take that next step, everything just opens up again in front of you, and it's there. It's clear. It is really happening. And the little things that will just start happening in your life, that it's like, where did that come from? Wow. How did they know I'm moving in this direction? Just completely what seemed like unrelated coincidence. It is this amazing universe moving things into place toward you going to that goal that is in your heart and soul for helping humanity to do better. And
Yeah,
there's no
stay
greater
in the
goal.
vibration. That's
Yep,
it. Stay in the positive vibration.
yep,
That's very powerful. That's what I learned.
yep. Well, shall we call it a day today?
Yeah?
Is there any other questions or input or anything else you wanted to chat about quickly about this week?
No, actually, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's very clear.
Okay.
Yeah?
So same bat time, same bat channel next week,
Yeah.
and
Saturday.
we're on to lesson 8 for next
8.
week.
Yeah. What
Okay?
that one is also a nice one. So,
They're all
look,
amazing. They all build on each other. They all just, it just keeps growing and building one to the next.
Yeah.
Adding the next thing you need, the next tool that you need in your toolbox.
Yep.
Thanks, Juliane. You have
Thank
an
you.
amazing, amazing week.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye. You